Hi, I'd like to talk to you at length about what's going on in the news on the business page, basically. We've got Evergrande. It's in potential default. It's going to affect markets all over the world. Will it affect us here in the United States? In some degree, absolutely. As much as the Fed's talks of the next couple of days, probably not, but it's worth looking into. So global markets are looking at this $300 billion in debt. They're defaulting on this $300. Basically, it's not quite as large as the collapse of Lehman Brothers, but it's in the same realm. I like to quote, an evergreen default would be one of the biggest in history. They have 1.6 million apartments to finish. Some buyers have waited months, even years. It's strapped for cash. It's borrowing money from thousands of its own employees. Evergrande's troubles could be foreseen, obviously, by anyone watching China's property bubble. It's really a property bubble going on because China will have to consider whether Evergrande is too big to fail, right? I'm going to say no. They're going to let them go. So that's the problem. There will be other dangers as well going forward. So the Chinese economy basically operated for years on the idea that it was always worth borrowing to build. If you build it, they will come, that kind of thing, the Kevin Costner idea. But aging demographics and slowing urbanization are putting those dreams to bed, I think. Basically, President Xi Jinping seems determined to, quote, rebalance the economy away from debt-driven construction, unquote. So basically towards goods and services. But obviously there are tricky problems afoot. The question, will this default in China spill over and splash over into our markets? Of course it will. To what extent? We have no idea. In my opinion, no one has any idea. We'll have to, that's kind of a wait and see thing. They may even address it in the Fed meetings. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Along the same lines, the U.S. sued to stop the airlines from they had an airline pact between let's see who it was exactly. It's basically a merger, a de facto merger between two of the larger airlines, JetBlue and American, that were agreeing to share profits on certain cities. So the U.S. stepped into a sue to stop that. Of course, there's new ransomware sanctions occurring because of cybercrime. Cryptocurrency SUEX. SUEX is an exchange for cryptocurrencies, which apparently does almost all of its entire business with people that are accepting money from cyber attacks. So they're getting sanctioned from the government. Stimulus, here's an interesting thing happening. Fed aims to slow bond buying in late 2021. Everyone's talking about this. The Federal Reserve has signaled basically it's going to slow bond buying. They didn't say when. They're going to announce when, right? They will eventually announce how and when they're going to slow. The central bank will keep interest rates near zero, of course, but and keep buying bonds at a pace. They're currently buying them at $120 billion per month. So expects that to slow down purchases maybe as soon as November or December. But expects that slowdown to be gradual. It's a tapering. It's a slow effect. Investors are closely watching all of the Fed's statements on this topic. Jerome Powell, your term expires, interestingly enough, in February. So he will be up. They're basically deciding if they're going to renominate him the White House. So that's an interesting topic. So many interesting topics in the news. Only 29% of Americans think now is a good time to buy a house, a decline of more than half since March. This according to a survey by the University of Michigan. It's a small share of respondents since 1982, when the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage topped at 15%. That is weird, right? Why are people not wanting to buy now when we're at near historical lows? That was historical highs. That made sense that they wouldn't want to buy. But people think the housing price is going up is it's going up too fast. Fact is, that's entirely due to inventory and demand. Demand could slow, inventory will pick up, but the main driver of these events is demographics, and demographics look phenomenal for the next about 18 years. There's 6 years and then a small brief respite, and then another 6 years respite, a little brief pause in the demographics growing, and then another 6 years of the demographics growing. So more and more people are going to start having families more and more and wanting houses more and more over the next 18 years. That trend is not going to let up. Basically, it's going to let up twice in 18 years. And we're in the middle of a 6-year stretch. So, and with that, I'd like to thank you for watching thus far and hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day. Bye.